What up, everybody? Welcome to the Utah Puckcast, where we talk Utah hockey and all things NHL. I'm Gary with Bryn and James. The whole crew is together tonight.
Yay!
It's the first time in quite a while. Everyone's in town, so that's cool. How you guys doing?
It was the last day of school today for my kids, so I'm like happy, but at the same time terrified for the upcoming summer months.
Yeah, that's all that peace and quiet that was around the house all
It's
day.
gone.
Of course, you have Jesse. You have Jesse there, so maybe it's not all that peace and quiet.
Yeah, true.
Well, the game between the Rangers and the Panthers just concluded, and so now we're recording this episode. And hey, man, the Panthers, they look good because we'll get into the playoffs in a little more detail on the series in a minute. But I got to say, man, the Panthers look good. I thought the Rangers actually, that was their best game overall. They still couldn't do it. So, okay, but before we get into our thoughts on the playoffs, how we think it's going to land, I mean, whatever. Let's just go over a couple of things first, and I want to get your views on this. Maybe you saw this. So Scott Arniel is now the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets. If you don't know, he actually played for the Utah Grizzlies. What was it, 95-ish? When they won a Turner Cup.
Yeah.
I remember I was there. I don't know. Were you guys there by chance?
The glory days. Yeah.
Yeah. When they won it here in Salt Lake City, I was there.
That was fun, man.
At the Delta Center. We were always so high up there, but I was in the building, baby.
Were you? I had good seats for that.
I'm sure you did.
I think I was up top as well.
Those bleeds, but hey, congrats. Utah connection. So that's cool. That's one thing that's really cool. And then, James, you mentioned this to me. I thought I'd just bring it up in case no one else has seen it. Tell everybody about that.
Yeah, so this is it's on Netflix. Obviously, you can see it's called Open Heart, and it's the Henrik Lundqvist, kind of his story. And I had forgotten most of this, but towards the end of his career, he was going to go play for the Capitals. And when you change teams, you have to go get a physical. And when they did that, they discovered that he was having some major heart problems, things that could kill him, actually. So it's a pretty cool story. And I tweeted this out as well, but I can't stand the Rangers. Anyone who knows me knows I absolutely hate the Rangers, but I've always been a fan of Lundqvist, always. Just a stand-up, class act kind of a guy. So if you have not seen this, I would say go watch it. It's about an hour long, and it just kind of follows his journey to the NHL and then what happened in his rehab and trying to get back into hockey. And it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. So
yeah, I watched it. I watched it after you recommended it. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
It's really good.
It was touching, man. I got
honestly
got emotional a couple times.
Yeah,
on it. And I remember it's interesting because I remember him having issues and having some surgery. I don't remember how serious it was.
Yeah.
But
anyway, highly recommended. Bryn, I don't think you've seen it.
I haven't seen it. It's been on my list to watch, but it's
worth the hour.
I'm a big Lundqvist fan. Well, I'll just, the best looking man in all of hockey.
Dude.
So it is on my list to watch. I'm going to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but boy, he is great to look at.
Oh, Bryn, spoiler for you, Bryn. He has a twin brother, by the way.
Yeah.
It's freaky too.
There's two of them. It's unbelievable.
There's two
of that good looking walking around this earth.
To the rest of us men, it's just not fair.
No,
it's not.
Speak for yourself, man.
No, he's that incredible. He dresses that well. And
you know what? No, to be honest,
unbelievable hockey player.
I never realized he was that good looking because he's always had the mask on. I mean, he was a goalie, so he was always wearing the goaltender mask. And then when he's retired and now done broadcasting, it's like dude, where has he been the whole time? He is really fun to look at.
Anyway,
I'll agree.
look it up, Netflix. Whether you're a hockey fan or not, I think you would like it. So it's worth it. Great show. Now, Sheldon Keefe is now the head coach of the New Jersey Devils. And anyone that knows us know that we've been Devils fans, and that's a long story in itself, so we're not going to go into it. So we've been long time Devils fans. I'm just interested in what your feeling is about this hire with the Devils.
If you don't know, he was fired from the Maple Leafs gig. So that's where he was up until like 2 weeks ago. Right. And now he's the Devils head coach. I don't know. I don't know about it. I'm a little up in the air. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good hire, but seeing what he wasn't able to do with the Maple Leafs doesn't give me a whole lot of hope as a Devils fan now. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he's a great coach. I think, or did he have just a ton of talent? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out. I mean, yeah, he's a good coach. I think he won a cup or two, a Calder Cup. I don't know if it's one or two, but hey, here's my worry. Here's why I'm not all that excited about it. Is as you watch the playoffs right now, the final four teams, it's about tough, aggressive teams through four lines. And it's not about just a couple of stars, but it's a whole team working together as the machine, synchronized machine. He's been in Toronto with some of the highest talent in the league, and they can't sniff a Stanley Cup. And now he goes to the Devils, who are they have some talent, but they're small.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have a goalie. Our D is weak. Or, the Devils' D is weak. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, but hey, that's the story. All right. Moving along. Here's something I want to get your view on, and maybe whoever watches this, they can chirp in on it too. I got 3 pet peeves, and I want to know if you agree with them or disagree. Okay? With hockey. As a fan, the first is not these two guys.
I know where you're going with this.
But glass bangers. Okay? I think it is so freaking stupid. These people stand up at the glass and bang on it. I think it's dumb. I don't get it. I don't think, and the guys behind you're a distraction anyway. People behind him can't even see the game when they get up and do it. It's just stupid. That's my view. What do you think about glass bangers?
To be honest, I've never been bothered by glass bangers. If they get up and do it every once in a while, of course, if they're standing and doing it the entire game, then that would be annoying. But yeah, if the guy's getting checked right in front of them, they get up and bang the glass, that doesn't bug me.
No, like they can hear it. Are you serious?
Yes, that doesn't bother me.
All right, that's fair. What about
James, you're the tiebreaker.
My take is that they drive me crazy just as well, because it's not because here's the thing, Brent. I get where you're coming from. If there's a goal right in front of you, if there's a big hit right in front of you, and you bang the glass, that's fine. I got no problem. But that's not what they do. Every time a player comes down the ice, they stand up and bang on the glass. And it's like, dude, just sit down. You're on the front row. Just sit there.
Exactly.
You don't need to stand up and bang the glass because Reinhardt skated by at 28 miles an hour. Like, chill out. So I'm with you. Now, I've sat by the glass one time in my entire life. It was at a Sharks game.
In the NHL.
Yeah, there was about 14 people in the stands. And so I bought a ticket for $12 and sat on the glass.
San Jose?
It was beautiful, San Jose. And they scored right in front of me. And I'm not going to lie, I turned straight into a glass banging fanboy, man. They were right. You can't help it.
Dude.
Yeah, banging on the glass. Yeah. But it wasn't every play. It was in celebration. That's my caveat.
Maybe that's a caveat I can accept.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because hockey's the only sport that you can do. I mean, there's no other sports that's enclosed by glass. So it's like, yeah,
But
it's a hockey thing. You get up and you bang the glass.
I'm anti-glass banging.
Okay.
All right, that's pet peeve 1. Oops, let's go with 2. Oh, I should have taken that one down. I was on there way too long. Let's go with this one. Okay, let me explain this one. Okay. Do you see that guy on your facing the screen on the left? See how old he is? In fact, you can look at all 3 of these dudes.
in the black,
You can tell real old to sort of old. And they have a jersey with a freaking 18-year-old on it.
Oh God.
I think it's I don't think a guy my age, I don't even think anybody your age should be having a jersey with the name of an 18-year-old kid on it. If you're a contemporary or close to it, I get it. I just think it's stupid for a grown man to be freaking wearing an 18, 19, 20-year-old on his back.
It's quite the line in the sand to draw, Gary. I gotta say. It doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all. They're fans, especially the picture you're showing. It's a Connor Bedard jersey. It's a Jack Hughes jersey. It's a whatever. These guys, like, they're on your favorite team. I get it.
Fine, wear the team jersey. Put your own name on it, or
no.
You're put on a okay, with the Blackhawks. These guys, for instance, dude, of all the stars of the past, they could put on there superstars. I'm just saying, man, I don't think some guy that's 50 to 70 years old putting on an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid's name on their back. I think it's kind of dumb.
It doesn't bother me. And you're telling me that, Gary, you own a Gretzky jersey?
That was a contemporary Gretzky. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but
we were almost the same age.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you're going to continue to be a fan, the players are just going to get younger and younger and younger, and you're going to get older and older.
I'm not going to put some kid's name on the back of my jersey. You kidding me?
Okay.
My problem is when the player, like, I've got a Kovalchuk jersey from when he was on the Devils, and then he leaves, and I'm sitting here with a $180 Kovalchuk jersey, going, okay, I love it. I spent all this money on it. Now I'm going to wear it, but he's gone. That's where my issue is. So I'm more under the mindset of get a player like Devils, Scott Stevens, get a Brodeur, something that is a legend of that team. But I have no problem if you want to go get a Bedard jersey. If you want to go get a Clayton Keller Utah hockey,
you see me with a Clayton Keller on my back.
Do it.
No way.
Come on, superstar.
Come on, man. All you mature people, don't be doing that stuff.
Gary's wrong here.
I'm right here. Okay. So here's the last one, and then we'll go on to some other stuff. You know how they say so-and-so's mic'd up for the game?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they play it, at some break.
Yeah.
And what you hear is, good job. Way to go. Nice pass. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Isn't that what you hear?
Yes.
Okay. And you're just going, that is just so stupid. What they need is actually this. If you're going to mic people up, let's go with this.
Fucking slash me again, you little fucking shit. I'll fucking fuck you up. Hey. Let's go.
Oh, goal.
Okay, that's being mic'd up. That's hockey. Anybody that's been on the ice, it's not, let's go, boys. Well, they do say that.
You say that.
That Dowdy clip. If you're going to really get the feel of it, you got to go with that. What do you think? James? Well, go ahead, Bree.
No, it is funny that you say that, because on one of the games just this week where they did that exact thing, they're like, mic'd up with so-and-so, and they played it. And I turned to my husband, I was like, well, that was lame. That was riveting.
Exactly.
He didn't say anything. But Gary, they can't actually air what's being said on network television. This isn't cable where they can say the F-bomb. So I'm sure there's a lot being said that they're not airing, but they can't air it.
There's a lot being said that you can't air. I
Yeah,
promise.
that little clip
Um,
comes from like a 15-minute.
Oh my
I love-
gosh.
I've
It's
watched it.
clip.
It's
Have you
great.
watched? Dude,
It's fantastic. It kind of made me a little bit of a Dowdy fan, if I'm being honest. Like he chirps better than almost anybody. He's
it
great
went
at
into the
it.
locker room though.
Mhm.
Got some coaches.
So
Oh,
do
geez.
this.
Oh my
The
gosh.
NHL. So last game with the Panthers, the head coach they had a mic on the head coach. And if you haven't listened to that, this is the game 4 when the Panthers won in overtime. And it, a lot of the same thing, right? He's yelling. But at the end, when they scored overtime, there's a bunch of segments that are just muted out because he is saying some words in joy. So it's great. I mean, yeah, you couldn't put it on ESPN. But Gary, you've had this idea for a while with NHL and NFL, where it should be, I can pay a premium, I can pay a subscription, and I can hear the real live stuff on the ice, uncensored. I can hear what they're saying, because I would love to hear what those guys are saying when they're in a scrum in front of the net and they're glove washing people and you're getting slashed. I want to hear it. I want to know what you're saying.
Oh, it would be, hey, the people who are going to watch this or listen to it, come on, you have to admit you would pay a subscription, a price of some sort to have the live mics.
I'd love it.
To hear what's said on the bench, what's on the ice, in the scrum, or in the NFL. What those guys are trash talking to each other. I mean, come on.
The
Anyway,
leagues would never allow it.
Where I
though.
think it would be fun too is
they're not going to.
the uncensored. And so you're hearing them just go at each other the whole game. And then at the end, they're like, hey, good job, man.
Good
Or they're
job.
like talking
Good
to
job.
each other about each other's families or things like that. Like that's where it would be really funny.
Well, in that clip Gary shared later on, Dowdy's talking to somebody and he goes, hey, what's your golf game like? And they're talking golf. And they're talking, oh, I'm a scratch golfer. Hey, me too. Let's go golfing. And then the puck drops and off they go. So it's not everything is this, you're an effing pigeon. Sometimes it's, hey, let's go golfing, or where's a good restaurant in town? Like it's pretty great. I love
That
it.
stuff would be funny.
All right, we'll move on. Those are a couple of pet peeves and whatever. So we haven't been together and we haven't done a podcast since these two plays took place. And I want to get your view on both of them. This was a couple of games ago. Yeah, two games ago. Anyway, both of them are Panthers Rangers series. And the first is this one. I want your view of this.
Would be an elbow if they're going to call it, but they would have to have called it in the moment, I believe. Down one, the Panthers will go on the power play. Jacob Trouba will be in the box for 4 minutes.
All right. That was called a 2-minute penalty. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that? Honestly.
You have to give Trouba a little bit of a break. It's only like his 297th offense. So it's
Elbowing
like
offense.
Elbowing offense. I mean, I'm like, dude, that thing has a mind of its own. It's unbelievable. That thing gets, and it's not like that thing is out, extended. The fact, look, 2 minutes for that is egregious. And then he got fined $5,000, which is a drop in the bucket for a guy like that. That is absolutely egregious. And here's the thing for me is it is not in any way a hockey play. That's the thing that drives me the most crazy on this. It's not like it's a play where something happens and it's a hockey movement. It's a hockey play. This is, he's missing the check. So he throws his elbow out, makes contact with the head. Did Rodriguez sell it? Yeah, probably. But he also got elbowed straight in the side of the face as well. So I can't stand Trouba. It's who he is. Every time he goes and makes a hit that without his elbow, you kind of go, dang, he can make a hit without his elbow. This was egregious. I think he should have had a 5-minute and been kicked out, in my opinion.
Well, in that little clip you played, you hear the announcers go, oh, that'll be a 4-minute penalty. And then come to find it was only a 2-minute penalty. But I feel like if you're going to fine a guy any amount, $5,000 or whatever it is, but it was only a 2-minute, like that right there, those two things don't add up to me. And the one angle where the camera's kind of behind them, I mean, you can flat out see he extends his elbow straight into the guy's face. I mean, it was dirty. It was bullcrap. And he should have gotten way more, but he didn't. So I don't know.
So I listened to a ref on the NHL network or on radio, NHL radio, and they were trying to explain, he's trying to explain it. And it has to do, and it's the refs on the ice who make the call, I believe. Make the ultimate call, not the office in Toronto or whatever it is. But the guy who was analyzing is an ex-ref, I believe, and he was just saying he thought that they looked at it and it was intent. Was the intent to hit him with his elbow, or it just happened because he missed the check and his elbow got him high, and that's his assessment. So understanding that, just look at this again and tell me if this was if this is intentional or just inadvertent mistake because he missed his check.
Nah.
Well, it would be an elbow if they're going to call it, but they would have to have called it in the moment, I believe. Down one, the Panthers will go on the power play.
He's like parallel to the ice, and his elbow is a foot and a half away from his body.
He's not even trying. It's like he's not even trying to check him because he's not throwing his whole body into it. He's just,
I can't believe they didn't.
He's just throwing his elbow.
Yeah. Rodriguez made a cut on him. He was out of position. He throws his elbow into the guy's head to save a scoring chance. He should have been kicked out of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
That's flagrant. Okay. So this next play, this is the best clip I could find, but we could talk about it. It's from Barkov. He makes this play that's unbelievable, and I don't think most people even saw it happen. I'm not even sure if the broadcast guys mentioned it. Maybe someone did, because it just happened so quick, but the skill level on this play is unreal. Now, Barkov, he's fantastic. He won the Selke this year, which is the award for the best defensive forward in the league. So he won that this year. But so watch this play by Barkov. Watch it carefully. It's amazing, actually.
It is right. Carrying down low to Tarasenko.
Watch it again. You see what he did there?
With his foot.
So yeah, watch this again. Now that you see, he kicks it with his foot
to pass it
intentionally as a pass. Now watch it again.
He went sprawling to his right. Carrying down low to
And it lands. It literally goes backwards
off
his skate,
backwards pass, 30 feet
to the tape. That's the thing. Is it's coming at his feet. He's able to kick it. It goes backwards and lands on the tape of his teammate. It's an unbelievable play. It's an unbelievable play.
A perfect pass off of his skate. Angled perfectly off of his skate.
Off his skate. Anyone that's played hockey at all understands how tough that is. That wasn't like a 5-foot tap to somebody next to you. That was a hard pass at him, which he completely did on purpose. Skate to tape, 20, 30 feet. Man, when I saw that happen, I thought, in fact, I think we were texting each other at the time, James. Anyway, that's in a more of a macro context. That's the kind of talent we're able to watch in the NHL playoffs and in the NHL. That guys have that ability. They make the most difficult things look so easy.
Yeah,
that you feel like, geez, I'm gonna go put some skates on, go out there, and I'm gonna do all this kind of stuff. I'm telling you what, that's just some special stuff, and
it's true. I like Barkov a lot.
Oh, yeah, he's so fun. He's so fun to watch, and he's so much bigger than you expect. The Panthers were one of the teams I saw in San Jose that I was talking about. In fact, that was the game. It was San Jose, Florida, and Barkov is so much bigger than you expect him to be, because his skill level is just so high, and he's so smooth, and he makes it look so effortless. He's a big dude. I've really enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
He's fun.
All right. Let's give your views on where we're at now on these series and how you think they're going to play out. What do you think, Bryn?
Well, so when we started the episode, we said we just finished watching Game 5, Rangers, Panthers, and Panthers won. But it's so interesting. Those two teams, they just keep going back and forth as to who looks better. I mean, so Game 6, they're going to go back to Florida, and I absolutely have every confidence that Florida can put it away. But could I see New York going in there and winning? Absolutely. I think Florida has the momentum right now. So I don't know that I can 100% say, yeah, Florida's going to take it in Game 6 in Florida, but I feel like it's looking that direction right now at this point for me with Florida.
What do you think, James?
Florida's been the better
yes,
team.
Yes, before. Bryn, what do you think about the Dallas Edmonton series as well?
I like every round I've gone in thinking, oh, Edmonton's going to get beat. Like, we're now in round 3 of the playoffs. I thought that about round 1. I thought that about round 2. Going into this round, I thought, oh, Edmonton has no shot. And they just keep proving me wrong. So at some point I got to go, okay, well, maybe I need to bet for them. I don't know. I still don't have the confidence that they're going to be able to do it all. But at the same time, they keep proving me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's been so fun. That series is so fun to watch. I mean, both of these series, talk about a fantastic round of playoffs. Both of these series has been so amazing and so fun.
And they're so different in the style too.
Yeah.
Like the Panthers Rangers is just such a, I mean, there's tons of skill on the ice, but it's so much more physical. It's fun to watch. In my opinion, the Panthers have just been the better team across the board in every single game, but the Rangers have had the better goalie, and Sheldon has just been playing out of his mind. And as you know, in playoff hockey, it doesn't matter if you have the better team. If there's a goalie who is playing ridiculous, he can steal a series or two or a cup even. And so that's what makes you nervous about the Rangers, because they all of a sudden they have a dude that you've never heard of that puts 2 in the net and they win 2-1, right? So I mean, look at
that.
Goudreau,
Sorry, that was
Goudreau.
the game. That was the game the other night where Florida. I mean, how many shots on goal did they have the entire second half of the game? They were down in that end, and Shesterkin blocks every single one. And I said to my husband that during that game, I said, the Rangers are going to win. They're going to go down, throw in some crap goal, and that's exactly what happened. So you're totally right. Shesterkin is fantastic, and he could end up being the winner for them because he blocks everything.
Yeah, I just think Florida, I don't know, they're starting to kind of figure it out a little bit. It's not like they have a schlub in goal themselves, right? Now they're up 3-2. I don't know. That series just feels like it's going 7, and then you're in game 7, third period, tied 2-2. Who knows, right? At that point.
What about the Oilers, Stars?
Bryn, I'm with you. I had zero faith in the Oilers going into this series. I think I had even said, I know I had said, I'm taking Dallas in 5. And I thought that the Oilers would get 1, kind of a generous game. But man, they have impressed me, especially last night's game. They got down 2-0 in the first 5 minutes. I thought it was over. I'm like, it's over. And then to come back and score 5 straight, remarkable that they've tied it up. Now, the 2 factors in this is, one, I still don't trust Skinner, and I really don't trust Nurse. That back end of the Oilers, that makes me nervous. Skinner lets in some softies, so that makes me nervous. But Tanev, so the Stars, one of their best defensemen, could be out. He was seen in a walking boot today. He blocked a shot, and there's speculation that he maybe broke something. And if that's the case, that's a huge loss, and that could favor the Oilers. So that I am pleasantly surprised. Give me 7 games in each series, because boy, it has been absolutely fun. If I was betting, if I had to take if I had to take a week's pay and put money on each series, I think at this point, I think that the Panthers and Dallas are going to be your final. But I would not be surprised, shocked, anything if it's the complete opposite and the other two teams were in the finals. It's been great hockey. I've loved it. Give me more.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. As far as the Panthers, well, let me say this though. The only certainty here is we have no certainty in these playoffs.
Ooh.
I mean,
Bryn, stitch that on a pillow.
stitch that on a
Philosophical.
pillow, put that or on a wall hanging.
Okay.
It's just because what you think is going to be, it just isn't happening. Oilers are case in point. What you've said. Now with the Panthers and the Rangers, yeah, I'm with you. I feel like the Panthers overall have been the better team. I mean, you can just look at the, not shots on goal, but total shots taken. I think the Panthers are like double what the Rangers have thrown at the net. And they've controlled more parts of the game than the Rangers have. Tonight was different. The Rangers carried a lot of the play. But I think the Panthers are going to come out of it. I think they're going to finish it off in 6, which would surprise me. But again, who knows? But Shesterkin, look, Bobrovsky is good. He's just up right now. He's just up against the guy who's out of his mind. He's a whiner. He drives me crazy because he whines about everything. But Shesterkin's been the difference, and exactly what you said, Bryn, as I viewed it, is he's kept him in when this thing could have been over by now.
Oh, big time.
And then you get some fluke goal and it goes in. You know what it reminds me of in a lot of ways with the Rangers right now is, I can't remember the year. Was it 2000? Shiger with the freaking Ducks.
It was 03 when they played it was the Devils in the finals.
It's Devils. Yeah. Devils, Ducks. And Shiger was out of his mind. He was the difference that got them to the finals. They still lost in 7 to the Devils, but Shiger won the Conn Smythe.
Yeah.
It was one of those, but he was the guy. And Shesterkin in many ways has reminded me of Shiger's run. But I still think now that the Panthers are up on him, man, I think they're gonna do it. My view with I have no idea with Dallas, the Oilers. Tanev being out is going to matter. That's going to matter a lot. Now, I've always looked at Dallas, and I've said this elsewhere, and I think on the previous pod, I just look at Dallas. They remind me of the Golden Knights of last year, the way they play. The lines flowing through, and they're just synchronized, and they're good, but Tanev out's going to matter. Ottinger is really good, but somehow the Oilers are right there. And of course, when you got McDavid and Draisaitl, tell me what you think about this. When the Oilers, I've been impressed with the Oilers. Their game plan wasn't to outscore everybody 5-4. With the talent they have, they've actually scaled it back to be more defensively sound, which has been impressive, to be honest with you. And in some ways, it's got them where they're at, but they've also choked some games because I think what happens is you get into this defensive mode, and sometimes you lose some of your aggression, and then you're just taking the punches, and then they score on you. To me, with the Oilers, I think they have to push a little more with their skill. I don't know where that exact balance is. I think it's difficult to find to be defensive minded, but when you got Draisaitl, Hyman, Bouchard, McDavid, I feel like for them to win it all, that has to be at the forefront. They can't be a defensive team like some of these other teams. What do you think about that?
No, I think you're right, but it's a heavy balance because if you're too aggressive, all of a sudden the puck goes the other direction and you're short, odd man rush real quick. And then you're exactly right. If you kind of get into a little bit of a shell and you don't have that A+ goalie back there that can just absorb things, they're going to score. So it is a balance. I think that you have to rely on the stars. I mean, you have to rely heavily on the McDavids, Dreisaitl's, Hyman bouncing one off his foot a half an inch from the goal, because that's where all of his goals come from. Like, that is your identity, and you can't get away from it, because you can't now say, okay, we're going to be heavily defensive when you don't have the horses to be heavily defensive. That's for me. But one thing on that you said, I've had the same thought, Gary, with the Rangers being kind of like Anaheim of that year. And I'm not saying that in the way, because Anaheim offensively was nothing like the Rangers. I mean, the Rangers won the President's Cup this year. They were the best team in hockey. So not in that comparison, but in the comparison of games that they have no business being in, they're in and they're winning because there's goalies just playing out of his freaking mind. Like, I was thinking about it today, and it's like, he could, it's not going to happen. I get it, but he could win the Conn Smythe Trophy and they don't even make it to the finals. Like, that's how good he's been to this point. I just kind of throw that in there. And we're not comparing that Ducks team to this Rangers team, because this Rangers team is much, much, much better. Yeah, it's just that goalie comparison where everything is pointing to the Panthers should be winning this game 5-1, and it's tied 1-1. Now, I think that the difference is in that series is going to be the Panthers are far and away the best third period hockey team in the playoffs right now. I mean, they have scored almost half of their goals in the third period. So if the third period, they go into it and it's tight, I think that favors. I mean, you can just watch them play. The first period, they're okay. By the third period, they're just outplaying their opponent. And I think that could be the major difference in that series if they can win it.
Yeah, good point. The guy I like, I'm glad he's finally playing games, is I like the Worm.
Corey Perry.
That's what I'm talking about, huh?
Corey Perry.
Dude,
I love that guy.
I love that guy. He's such an annoyance. It's just fun to watch him, man. He can't skate.
Can we get you a Corey Perry jersey? Would that be acceptable? Because you guys are almost the same age.
Send Gary a Corey Perry jersey.
Yeah, someone send me a Corey Perry jersey. I'll wear it.
He's played on like 14 different teams, so they're out there.
Okay. Let's wind this down. But any final thoughts on the playoff series? Any of those series or anything else?
Loving it.
No, I mean, they're wrapping up, and then I think we'll get a little bit of a break, and then the final starts like June 8th or something like that. So it's
June 8th, game 1.
Coming to a close here soon.
Sad.
Okay. So just to conclude, I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this because we'll get reprimanded. We'll get rebuked if we do. But the bottom line is here is that Ryan Smith was on the Pat McAfee show. In fact, Pat McAfee called him.
Yeah.
On the phone, and this is a part of the conversation.
Hey, we're live.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I'm standing with something that you can only dream of, pal. What's that? You know what that is?
Bro, that's the cup.
Yeah, you're damn right it is, Ryan. Yeah, it is.
What if you didn't know?
This is yeah, I'm happy you knew that answer.
Whoa, it's that silver thing. Me too.
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
We're gonna fill that full of Diet Mountain Dew and all sorts of stuff.
We can't wait to see what team you. What is the early favorite? Do you know?
Well, I think our 4. Like, we've got our 4. I think Mammoth's up there. I think Yeti's up there. I think a couple other ones are up there. It should be good.
All right. The best part of that is if we ever win it, then we're gonna put a Mountain Dew in there.
That's funny.
Okay, I like that. I'm for that.
Oh, yeah, I'm too.
I'm for that. Mountain Dew in there with the, whatever else.
It is a Stanley Cup. Those are popular here in Utah.
Put a mixture in there. But I want to look, and then of course, everyone who ever has followed us on social media or watched a podcast know we don't like the process of getting a team name. In fact, we had one guy.
Oh, no.
This is what one guy sent to us. Josh Hiller. So Josh sent us, and I'll just read it. Let me just read this for those who are just listening to audio. If you hate the naming process, why do you have to cry about it so long? No one is forcing you to talk about it. You're doing it for views, and then you trash on Ryan Smith for what he's doing. You two are awful. That was me and Bryn, James. So you're out of it.
Yeah, James, you're not awful.
You're clean, man. You should change your name to the Utah Suckcast. Wow.
I actually like that. That's pretty good.
Hey, maybe we should. That's kind of sweet.
Good one.
Joshy.
Oh,
Look what you did, Josh.
May we speak about it a little bit? Can we mention it? Because Ryan Smith just brought it up yesterday. And so, no, we're not crying about it for a long time. We're just reacting to Ryan Smith. I hope that's okay. I guess what we should do with old Josh is have him send out to him things that we can talk about and make sure it's okay with him before we talk about it. What do you think about that, Joshy? You can feel free to comment. Anyway,
Jeez.
No, here's the thing. We are the Utah Puckcast. We are going to be talking about the Utah NHL team. The only thing going on with the Utah NHL team right now is this naming process. So, yes, we have talked about it. We're not going to keep talking about it over and over and over again. It's basically a done deal. Anybody that thinks that this is still being decided in the survey, okay, I'm sorry. You're off in la la land. It's been decided. It's always been Yeti from the beginning. That is my viewpoint. I don't like it. I haven't been quiet about it. It's not my favorite, but guess what? That's what it's going to end up being. Ryan Smith keeps alluding to it. Just get on board with it, because at this point, I think that's what it's going to be.
All right. There we go. Any final thoughts on the playoffs? Anything going on? As far as the hockey, it's fantastic. It's so much fun to watch.
It's fantastic. If you're not watching, what are you doing with your life?
I mean,
it's
come
beautiful.
I know. We've said this a million times. If you're not into hockey, just turn on the Stanley Cup playoffs and you will be hooked, especially the series that are going on right now.
They're so great.
Best teams in the league are playing right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's great. All right. That's it for this episode. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. We love to hear your comments. Even if you're someone like Joshy, if you want to tell us what you think, feel free to do it. Maybe we'll shout you out positively or negatively. Hey, who cares? But anyway,
make sure
Twitter,
you subscribe.
Instagram,
yep.
Subscribe to us on YouTube as well.
All right. See you later.
Enjoy the games, everybody.